Farpoint Toys again, Justin and Penelope. How's it going?
Hi.
What's up, Toy Posse? How are you, Brandon?
Good, good. A lot has happened since we last had you on. Like a little setback, but now it's like everything's back up. So, so you guys have you guys opened up the second location yet, or are you guys still putting things in and setting it up?
Oh, no.
Second location was actually open over the summer.
Oh,
that
it
was
was
one of
open
the reasons we opened it, because we were still closed here
Yeah.
at our main location. So it was sort of like a satellite to give people like that taste of Farpoint, and to give us sort of an outlet while we were still renovating here.
We didn't get to open here as quickly as we wanted to because there was so much we wanted to do. We wanted to do it right, and we wanted to like dot every I and cross every T. So that's why we opened the smaller second location to kind of get us. We thought we were going to open the beginning of summer here. We couldn't, so we pushed it to the end of summer. So we opened the pop-up shop, which is still there, the beginning of summer.
Okay, so it's gonna still be a second location.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
You know what? Basically, our partner Frank, who ran into Toy Store, which was right up the street, but he retired. He lives really close to it, so we were just kind of like, Frank, just run this. Just
Oh, there you go.
Here you go.
Part time.
We knew you retired, but here you go. Have
Yeah.
the
Just when he
second
thought
So
location.
he
we
was
really
out, you guys
concentrate
drug him back
here, and the second location is like Frank's panache. It's his kind of vibe.
It's Frank's baby, really.
Yeah.
Okay. Was he kind of getting restless? And because I
He
feel like
was,
he's
and-
still like he says he's retired, but he's retired in the sense of like a pro wrestler saying they're retired.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I want to come back.
There were aspects of doing this that he missed, and there were aspects that he doesn't miss. So it kind of gives him. He gets to do the things he loves, setting up cases.
Yeah,
and he loves finding stuff.
Yeah.
And putting stuff in a case. So it lets him do that, but because it's in like a co-op situation, he doesn't have to be there. It's a booth inside of a bigger place.
Oh, okay. Yes, I got. Okay.
Yeah, so it's like an antique mall kind of thing.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
it's got a great vibe, which is why we decided to open there.
Yeah, so there's a lot of other toy
there's a lot
vendors
of
there.
other toys there already. The owners are awesome,
Yeah.
and we all mesh really well.
That's great. So that kind of helped you in the beginning until you got the big store open. Now the big store is open, and then you guys just did Paul's show, Super Jersey Expo with him and AJ. How did that go? It seemed like it went really great.
It was fun.
Super fun,
Yeah.
and like it did not feel like a first-time show put on by first-time, show runners. It felt like a show that had been going on for 10 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It had a lot of people came and a lot of good vendors, and it just had a nice Comic-Con vibe. People can't wait because of what we've been through
Stuff.
the past 18 months. People can't wait to get out and do things now that they're getting inoculations and all that, and people are being safe now. So people can't wait to get out and go to cons, and it was evident there. It was and the venue. We've never been to a con at a venue.
The venue was amazing. It was like the future. It's in this old like military laboratory.
It felt
building.
like Epcot Center.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, nice.
a
Very
con
nice.
inside of Epcot. Like
Yeah.
it was really interesting and cool, and
Like,
it gave it a different atmosphere than a typical con in like a ballroom at
Or a
a
VFW.
Marriott or something like that.
yeah.
Plus,
and
we were right between Ron Rudat and Larry Hama in
Oh,
Joe
well, there
Rowe
you go.
there.
There you
So
go.
that was, I mean,
There's
Larry's
literally.
Larry's one of my favorite people on this planet. So like just getting to hang out with him literally all day was really cool.
Brandon, we don't set up at cons. It's something we're not geared for it. We have a brick and mortar store, so we don't like to. It's
Mhm.
and setting up at a con is basically setting up a store for a day.
Yeah.
And if you know us, we don't do anything half-assed. So we bring like cases, like lit display cases. So it's a huge pain in the butt for us. But because we were able to get in there and bring Ron and Larry together, we were like, well, we have to be a part of this.
Yeah.
We can't just go as spectators. We have to, be a part of with sponsoring it and making that happen.
Yeah.
So that was cool. Like sitting there between Ron and Larry, and I'm a G.I. Joe guy.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, this guy created the characters and this guy breathed the life into the characters. It was like a G.I. Joe kid dream come true. It was really cool.
It was really cool.
That's awesome. And it seemed like they had just as much fun. Like the creators and all the guests had just as much fun as like the attendees and the vendors.
Yeah.
Yeah, the vibe was really good. Everybody was really nice, and it was just cool.
What's really cool about Larry is like if he gets a moment, you get to chill with him, and if there's a moment where people aren't coming up, he tends to like tell stories. So sitting there and just like listening to old stories about him and like working with Neil Adams, just all kinds of old stuff, soaking that in is so much fun. Like that's worth it. Right? I would go to a con just to sit next to him and listen to him tell stories.
Well, that's pretty much what we did this weekend.
Yeah. Well, that's the best part I feel about talking to people that have been in the business for that long, is just the stories and like, oh, this is the real behind the scenes. I really wanted this guy to be like this, but due to what Hasbro wanted or whatever, like I couldn't do it exactly as I wanted.
That's awesome, but not even that. Yeah. Like Larry told a story about being in an elevator with Lauren Bacall, like just ridiculous.
Crazy stuff.
Yeah, just
or
New
like
York
in a green room at a con with Alice Cooper. Like just the randomest stories, but they're fun. They're always fun.
Nice. And you guys recently did a trip across on Route 40, right? So. Yeah. Did you guys pick up anything for your personal collection, or was it mainly the store and then for the Patreon people?
It was a lot of all of that.
I want to say that because we have a museum in the store, that's kind of our personal collection. So we bought a lot of museum pieces for the store to kind of round out some of the things we needed to finish, like a Superpowers Green Arrow. We didn't have one with arrows and a bow. We found one of those for the museum. But really, the museum is our personal collection.
It's just the stuff that you're not going to sell.
Right, exactly.
We got a nice mask piece, a pretty hard split seconds piece.
I got a couple carded Advanced Dungeons and Dragons LJN figures for my personal collection that aren't actually out in the museum. But that is a museum display if we ever had space.
Yeah.
Our personal collections would be in the museum if we had more space in the store. But unfortunately, we have to sell things to keep the bills paid. So
fair enough.
I got some D&D stuff for my personal collection. The store got a really great strawberry shortcake piece.
Okay.
Really rare. We just found it in an antique mall, just chilling, and she's a pretty good piece.
One thing we did that we bought a lot of stuff because we have a Patreon of VIPs. And what we did is any store that let us use their Wi-Fi, we went live in our VIP Facebook group in the store and live shopped for them.
Yeah.
So we would walk around with our phone and show them the cases, and they'd be like, "Oh, go back! I want
one. How much is that?
How much is Major Blood?
Yeah.
How much is that Star Wars guy?"
Nice.
So we had boxes and boxes of stuff to bring home. It was kind of cool. We lived vicariously through them. We got to spend their money and shop for them.
It's like, all right, that's fine. It's their money, right?
Yeah. So they got like toys from California, and then if they live here on the East Coast, they're like, "Oh, here." Yeah, so like somebody got.
It's cool. That stuff. Rainbow Bright came from California.
Right. Yeah.
We got GI Joes from Kansas. Just all kinds of stuff.
One of the things we love the most about being toy dealers is we call ourselves nostalgineers. We love getting, especially from California, we love getting the stuff into the collector's hands. You know what I mean? We like the personal. Anything we have, we could sell on eBay, but we love the personal experience of getting it to someone we know wants it. It's kind of impersonal on eBay. It's way more personal the way we do it.
Yeah, the story continues.
Yes.
Awesome. And then so mainly it was just for the I definitely like logged on. I'm part of the group too, and I was like, oh shoot, it was too late, or it was just like they didn't have what I was looking for.
We had such spotty Wi-Fi, and we were never sure if the folks were going to like let us use it or if there was going to be any issues. So it was sort of very guerrilla style.
It was guerrilla, and the way I road trip, I don't know if I'm going to drive 800 miles in a day or 100 miles in a day. So we never knew exactly where we were going to land and what time that day. Yeah. So you kind of had to be paying attention for us to be like, all right, we're about to go live. Yes. Yeah. Straight while the iron's hot.
So you got that War Duke shirt on. Did you get? Did you guys get the NECA?
Of course.
Right.
Okay. Immediately.
Yeah. I was about to rip your D&D fan card them if you're like, no.
Dude. We're freaking out.
What's awesome about that is you know how like say G.I. Joe Classified when they released the first wave. There was Destro looked good, but like they didn't go full on with like the perfect, the high end characters, or not high end, but like the sought after stuff.
Yeah.
They went
The
right
way
to
NECA
the,
went,
they went right to the
they
meat.
went, dude,
right for the meat.
Warduke
Yeah.
and Grimsword.
Yeah.
They just went guns blazing, like.
Yeah.
Well, they were probably like, hey,
Well,
we need to we
If
need
you
to
can
make a
only
big
make
impact.
two, if you can only do 2 figures, those are the 2 to do.
I'm sure that I mean, this is the first time we've gotten like those type, other than
we got Dritz 2 years ago.
Yeah, other than they haven't really done much D&D stuff.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
No.
So a shout out to this 80s D&D LJN stuff. I'm sure they did great with it, and I hope that they continue the line. I'm really excited.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't wait.
My fan card.
I
I'm not going to show it because this is probably.
Oh, please don't take your shirt off.
This is probably
take it all.
Rated PG. My entire side is Warduke and Tiamat.
And Warduke is like as big as me.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, very nice. I love that cartoon. I loved when a fan took the last unreleased episode and put animation to it and got 2 of the actors.
We just talked about this yesterday.
Yeah. I'm obsessed. I've loved D&D since I played 2nd edition in like when I was 11 years old. I was like, I fell in love with it.
We're still playing 2nd edition.
Yeah.
If I could find people
library,
that be patient enough to learn 2nd edition, I'd probably
be great. They
but...
go and everything. It's you have to grow up with it. Because trying to teach it to somebody,
it's hard. But I refuse to upgrade because you've seen my collection. I have hundreds, thousands of D&D books, 2nd edition and earlier. I won't upgrade to any newer editions because I'm not buying all that stuff again.
If you're looking for more 2nd edition stuff, a couple of my friends do have huge collections, and they are trying to downgrade. Especially my one friend who's like, I buy everything on D&D Beyond. He buys everything, 1 D&D Beyond copy, 1 copy physical. So I'll let them know because they do. They're big
give me the link. Send me it. I will. Yes.
Yes. Here's the thing about that: we buy it as collectors, not as resellers. So we tend to pay pretty good for it.
You guys are part of the RPG auction group, right?
I am. Yeah.
Okay, I'll tag you next time because they post a lot in there too.
Oh, cool.
And they're local guys. So if you buy it instead of shipping it, I can pick it up and ship it.
Is that where you got the art piece from?
I think I'm in 2 different serious groups. I recently picked up the original art from the Dungeons and Dragons Color Forms playset back from the 80s, and I got it on Facebook. It was either the RPG auctions group or the Facebook.
It's awesome. It's like the actual painting of the background. It's cool.
Yeah, it's like the playmat.
Yeah. Oh, very nice. Yeah. So you guys are huge D&D fans. Do you guys you guys got to come out to GaryCon. I say it every year for you guys. You guys got to come out. You can just shoot the shit with Larry Elmore. You're just sitting there telling stories as he draws. Like he'll just do a sketch for you.
Yeah, I got to meet Larry and Jeff easily at IX Arts a few years ago. Okay. I fangirled so hard, like I didn't even know what to say. I was speechless meeting both of them. We have been to Lake Geneva, but not during GaryCon. So it's on our
last year when we took that trip out to North Dakota, we went through Lake Geneva.
Yes. You guys stopped at the house, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we went by the house, and
everywhere.
We were like standing there, and like we were like, things happened in that basement. People were walking by us, like, what are you talking about?
Why are you taking pictures of this house? Like, what is wrong?
We went to Gary's grave. We went to the old office. That's like a chocolate store now.
Yeah, it's a candy.
And we were like, why don't you make a chocolate ampersand? Or like chocolate 6-sided die or something.
Oh, yeah. Like one person that worked there even knew what the history of the building was. They had no idea where they were. It was kind of sad. There was no plaque or any kind of historical marker on the building or anything.
Yeah, I feel like as soon as Wizards bought them and they kind of shut down, it's kind of like they erased it,
Yeah.
It was. Yeah, it was like whoosh. That history is. There should be someone on every corner there. Like without Dungeons and Dragons being invented by those guys, we wouldn't be celebrating the 10th anniversary of Skyrim tomorrow.
No, there'd be no Zelda, there'd be no World of Warcraft, none of that stuff.
Exactly. It just would have been war games. Like you would have had like the war-based ones, but you wouldn't have the cool fantasy ones of like, hey, I built this.
Napoleonic
Wars. Yes, playing Napoleonic Battle of
which doesn't interest me at all.
Yes. No. It's the
also,
same mechanics, but add a dragon and a sword, and it's
exactly
way more interesting.
Here, I actually have something I gotta show you real quick.
Headphones coming out.
Oh man, he's gone, guy. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, now that he's gone,
welcome. I'm Justin. It's my wife Penelope. we're interviewing.
I want to go get my art now.
I see some wrestlers.
I see wrestlers down the side. I see. Who's that?
We still repping the Eagles, even though you're out you're in Minnesota, right?
A little still, but it's all right. It'll be okay. Yeah, Akira and Judge Dredd fell down, but I'm gonna send you half of this. This was a special by Modest Brewing, and it has character sheets on it. They did a whole D&D campaign for it.
I love
Oh my god!
I'm gonna send you. I'm gonna send you the.
Aww.
I'm gonna send you 2 of these.
Oh, that's awesome!
Thank you. That is awesome.
I hope they make it, man. I hope the mail is spotty nowadays.
I know. I'm definitely gonna be. This is gonna be like triple bubble wrap.
Thank you.
But no, I love it because you guys are just as big of not only just the role playing game of it, but also the cartoon and the action figures, the LJ and action figures. I love them. Whenever I find them, I pick as many up as I can.
We have a complete collection.
Yeah, it's officially complete. The main line is officially complete.
We have a Cave Fisher, which is one of the really rare wind-ups. Mm-hmm. But supposedly there's other wind-ups where you just nobody knows if they exist or not. It's questionable
if they were ever even produced.
Yeah.
It's believed that they did like a small like Midwestern like test run to see if they would catch on, and they didn't sell well, so they didn't bother continuing with it. But we do have a Cave Fisher.
I've been tempted. I love the cartoon. That's what introduced me to D&D as a kid, right? I mean, I watched the cartoon before I got into playing D&D. Iron Studios did this set of statues,
and they all fit together.
And they're all like
beautiful.
200 hours a piece, but they're magnificent. They're like
beautiful.
Yes, I saw them and I was like, I will go back if I buy them. I had to really fight the temptation to get them.
Me too.
And speaking of that, I have this funny thing too. One of my friends that is a big like DM, and he had a couple of his one shots published for like some of the cons around here. Cool. He has a cool little the cartoon Dungeon Master figure, and I always am like, I am gonna just take that from you one day. Like that is just
it's probably the PVC.
Yes. Yeah, they make PVCs.
Yeah, yes. They were only from like Portugal.
And there was some that came in a board game, I think, but I don't know if
they're really tough, man. There's little PVCs.
They're very hard.
Yeah, I think the same company that made the real Ghostbusters one made the D&D cartoon.
I think so. Yeah, TNC or something like that.
Yeah, TLC, TNC,
something like that.
Yeah.
So currently, what was one of the biggest finds that you guys have gotten within the past 3 months? We'll say.
Well, your art.
The art that I mentioned. I feel like I'm gonna go get it if we're going on a walkabout. I feel like I should go get it and show it off. It's beautiful, and it's so it was sort of accidental. The guy in the group was like, "Hey, I don't really know what this is. I know it's Dungeons and Dragons. My girlfriend found it in an old storage unit. I'm going to put it up for bids." And a bunch of us were all bidding on it, and I just happened to get lucky. And when I actually got it in hand, it was I thought it was like chromolins and like copies and stuff like that and photo stats. It turned out to be one piece of original art in there, so I was pretty cool.
Yeah, if you can get it, you can show it off. We have plenty of time.
Yeah, I know what you're going to talk about, right?
What do I want to talk about?
Your Conan.
My Conan.
Your Conan.
My Conan. The 112 Conan just came in. You know, the Frazetta version of Conan. Yeah. I've been waiting like 2 years for it. You know, they kept pushing it back and pushing it back. So I finally just got that. I haven't even opened it yet though. So it looks amazing, and it has this great base, and it's that classic Frazetta painting of Conan. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes. I don't know. Oh, very nice. Holy crap!
It just slid a little bit.
Yeah, it slipped a little bit, but that's amazing. That is a piece of history right there.
I've been store-wise, maybe 3 times so far, and I know there's more. A mom has been going to her son's house and helping him clear out all his childhood stuff. So he had everything, G.I. Joe, everything. Mm-hmm. So I just got a 100% complete Night Force collection with the figures and the vehicles. So that's coming in drips and drabs, and that's been exciting going through that. And, you know, I love sitting and sorting G.I. Joes. It's like my zen, because I get to forget about the outside world, and I'm just like, okay, this is his, this is, because it's not all put together. Like
Oh, okay.
when I've been buying it, I'm looking in tubs. I'm like, okay, there's some good stuff there. There's some good stuff there, but it's been really hard to like, you know, it'd be a lot easier to come up with a price if it was like, oh, that figure's complete, that figure's complete, that figure's complete. But
Yeah,
they've
you have
been
to see.
working with me, and I've been, you know, I know there's good stuff in there, so we've been paying fair. But that's been exciting.
Yeah,
that's been fun.
So it's basically like they were in the tubs from when he was like, I'm done playing with these. And
yeah, and what's happening is there'd be pieces of figures or a vehicle in this tub, and I would buy that, and then a week later, the stuff to complete it would be in the next tub.
Yeah.
So I can't really process it all in one shot. I have to wait as it comes in, you know, week by week.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So that's been kind of the big project lately.
That's been one of the big.
There's so many projects.
One of the big projects, yeah.
Sorting and pricing comics has always been
we just picked up 40,000 comics.
Holy crap!
And most of them went straight to an auction, which is I think going to be in December.
Just because we have a ton of comics here that I still need to process.
Yeah.
We didn't need to buy more just to put in the warehouse, and I'll get to it in 10 years.
Oh yeah.
So we were just like, you know what? We put it in the U-Haul and drove it straight to an auction house. And there was good stuff in there. It was from a comic book store that closed in like 98, and it's like their stuff went in deep freeze. So it sat you know, for a long time. There's literally a pallet of like 2,000 Death of Superman comics.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is most of them Death of Superman?
There's a video of an entire pallet getting loaded into the truck.
It's kind of funny. But there's also first Deadpool, you know, there's some Ninja Turtle stuff in there. There's some first Cable, the typical stuff you would see in a 90s collection.
Yeah, definitely a lot of Copper Age stuff.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do a part 2. I'm just gonna split this up. So real quick, plug the Patreon, and we'll put that in our little thing. So it's just Farpoint Toys.
Yeah, patreon.com/Farpoint Toys. You can join our VIP group. We have multiple tiers and all kinds of cool stuff. I think the best thing that we've got going on is that once a month we do a free claim sale where everything is free for people at that tier.
On top of our weekly claim sale, which is every
regular,
Sunday.
Yeah, it's every Sunday at 5 o'clock Eastern time.
Thunderdome.
Thunderdome is a special thing we do once a month for our upper level VIPs.
But Bartertown is the regular one.
Everything is free. So that's
it's always fun. You know, sometimes we sell stuff. We usually just sit and do this.
Yes. Yeah. Do you guys and then is it Farpoint Toys across social media like Instagram?
Everywhere, yeah. Farpoint Toys. 2 T's in the middle. Farpoint Toys. All over social media, everywhere.
All right, awesome. And I will upload part 2 in a second.